Hello, this is Dr. Kilgore from Dr. Kilgore's World, coming to you with another flipped math learning video. Our learning goal is I can multiply decimal numbers to calculate the area of a rectangle. So our guiding question for this video is a little bit different. I want you thinking about what is the area of this rectangle. It has side lengths of 2 4/10 centimeters and a width of 1 5/10 centimeters. So think about this rectangle as you learn the lesson for today. We start with a vocabulary review. Our first word is perimeter. That is the distance around an object. So like the outside of a fence in your yard would be the perimeter. The area is the amount of surface an area covers. So with your yard example, the perimeter is the distance around the outside of the fence. The area would be all of the spaces that the grass covers in your yard and anything else that's inside of your yard. So some strategies for success with calculating area using decimal lengths. Our formula for area is length times width. So you will count the numbers after the decimal, place that number in a number cloud, line up the numbers without the decimals, multiply like normal, and then add your decimal back into your answer. So let's get some practice problems going here and see what we can learn. Okay, so let's look at these practice problems here. Our first step is we're going to count the decimals. So in this problem, we have 1, 2 numbers behind decimals. We're going to put that 2 in our decimal cloud, and then we're going to line up our other numbers without decimals and multiply like normal. So 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 1 is 17. Second row always starts with a 0. 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 2 is 2. Let's add our products. 6, 9, 2 plus 1 is 3. We look at our decimal cloud, we have 2 numbers. We go over 1, 2, decimal. And then because this is area, we have to look at our unit of measurement, which is centimeters. And because it's area, they get to be squared. So let's look at this second example over here. We have 1 number, 2 numbers to put in a cloud. That turned out to be a really weird looking cloud. Okay, let's try this again and see if I can get it. That was better. And then we line up our numbers, not caring about the decimals because they're sitting in our cloud over here, and multiply. So 6 times 4 is 24. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 2 is 30. Second row always starts with a 0. 5 times 6 is 30. 7 times 5 is 35 plus 3 is 38. We add up our products. 4, 0, 11, 4. Decimal cloud, we've got a 2 over 1 over 2. We add in our unit of measurement, centimeters in this case, squared. So look at these. I'll be right back with a few more practice problems. Okay, back with a few more practice problems to help you out with your understanding of calculating the area of rectangles. that have decimal sign lengths. So we first look at our numbers up here and count how many numbers there are behind the decimal. 1, 2. We line up our remaining numbers, not caring about the decimals because we do have them set in our cloud to remember them before we're done. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 6 is 42, plus 1 is 43. Second row starts with a 0, cross out. 4 times 2 is 8. 6 times 4 is 24. We add our products together. 4, 11, 9, and 2. Check our decimal cloud. Come over 1 over 2. Put the decimal in. We add our units, inches, and we square them because it's area. Now, remember we've been talking about making sure your answer makes sense. So 6 2/10 would round to 6. 4 7/10 would round to 5. So 6 times 5 is 30. Is 29 14/100 close to 30? Yep, so it is a logical answer. Let's look at number 4 over here. We have 1, 2 numbers behind decimals. And then we line up and multiply. 6 times 2 is 12. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Second row starts with a 0. 6 times 8 is 48. 8 times 0 is 0, plus 4 would be 4. And 8 times 1 is 8. Add our products, we get 2, 9, 6, 8. Decimals over 1 over 2. And let's double check this. 10 6/10 would round to 11. 8 2/10 would round to 8. Should be around 88. 86 92/100 is close. But I noticed that I forgot the units. I need inches here, and they need to be squared inches because this is area. So let's look at the problem from the beginning of our lesson. Give me just one moment and I'll be back with it here on my whiteboard. Okay, so at the beginning of the video, I asked you to solve for this guiding question. What is the area of this rectangle? So we have 2 4/10 centimeters multiplied by 1 5/10 centimeters. So we start with our decimal cloud. We have 1, 2 numbers behind decimals. And then we line up without decimals and subtract. 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 2 is 2. Add our products, 0, 6, 3. 2 spaces, 1, 2. Check it to see if it's logical. 1 5/10 is about 2. 2 4/10 is about 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 6/10 is close. We need our label squared because we've calculated the area. That is the whole gray rectangle right there, all of the insides of it. But as I look at this number, I see that we have a 0 back here that does not hold value. So this means when I look at this area, I'm going to say it's 3 and 6/10 centimeters squared. So I hope this video has helped you remember how to multiply decimals after a break and really freshened up your skills with calculating area of rectangles. It is just multiplying when it's with decimal side lengths. The only thing you have to remember is to check to make sure your answer is logical and to put your labels at the end. So this has been Dr. Kilgore from Dr. Kilgore's World. Please check the math board to see what your next step is in your learning today.